and welcome. I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for joining our today's webinar. My name is Michal, and I'm the team leader of solutions engineering team in OpenLM, and I'm joined here today by Maria, the colleague from my team, and we will walk you over the next 45 minutes through the Cho Oyu, the latest OpenLM platform release that is named as all our releases are after the Himalayan peak. And we will also talk a little bit where the platform is heading next. So let's start with a quick tour of the release, and then I will basically spend most of our time on three things, which are the license access control, then basically this is a spotlight of today because it changes what OpenLM is and how it is operating, and it's basically changing it from a monitoring product to an enforcement product. Then my colleague Maria will walk you through the OpenLM MCP connector, which makes your reporting data conversational. And then I'll be back with the AI Proxy, which is our new AI usage monitoring and dashboard. And then we will keep last 10 or 15 minutes for the Q&A. So in case you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat or in the Q&A section. And also, after we are done with the presentation and the demonstration, also please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions directly, and we are going to answer them. Okay, so the release at glance, basically my key message here is that, we delivered in this last cycle brand new tools, new integrations. We did much wider SAS and AI monitoring. And we also did a platform-wide interface refresh. And these are the headliners of the operational release. So basically about the changes that we made, we covered hundreds, I believe it's more than 200 changes that are already deployed to both production regions. So rather than, scrolling a changelog for you, I will give you a small shape of it. So the new tools first. We had, we had the license parser as a standalone product before, which was available in the web interface on our web page. Now it is part of the OpenLM platform. So basically what you can do, drag and drop a FlexLM license file and get an instant structured view of all of its content, basically a summary, which is issued at view, and you can search across the parse results of the license file. What is a nice feature about the parser is that it parses is entirely in the memory, so nothing is written to our storage or stored in the browser. And I think the security teams or ITsec teams of our customers and prospects will like that. The next thing is the software discovery for SAM. Basically, we have an AI-assisted discovery suite that basically finds software vendors and products and enriches them with vendor-defined feature codes, deployment types. It can track the discovery jobs that you are running or we are running, and it have the dedicated tabs for discovered vendors, products, and run history. So basically, it means that you can enlarge the view of features, licenses, applications that you have via the information that are available, for example, on vendor website. So, once we start, or, you as a customer start a discovery, the AI agent of ours will basically browse through the available sources that are online and try to find all the missing pieces. So you have, more information such as, the product codes instead of some cryptic feature names, vendor information, and, the things I spoke about before. So that is also, something that we are trying to do because we want to automate as much stuff as it is possible in the system because, we know that your time is precious and you do not want to waste it, just doing this by your own and manually filling these gaps in the information. The next thing are the three new integrations that we did. So OpenLM basically, or the alert section can now create a Zendesk tickets automatically. We have a new Google Chat application that receives alerts in your spaces, and it also is capable of answering Slash commands backed by our GraphQL API. And also we have improvements in integration, where it brings software asset management into the Monday, and it's basically a seamless registration flow. The next thing is also the monitoring. It got much wider. So our SAS agents now monitors Canva, monitor Zoom, monitors Cloud AI allocations, Cursor AI, Apollo IO, and LinkedIn company pages. And it also takes over the Altar and JetBrains Cloud from the Cloud Broker, which was our previous integration for these products. The Cloud Broker also adds GitHub Copilot usage tracking. This means the credits and requests. And we have also an initial Google Gemini support. Then we also added an API-based Monday.com monitoring, and SaaS agent now is capable of update itself remotely. So again, more automation into the system. About some foundations of the platform. So our brokers now gain standby mode. So basically they could be paused in case of the account suspension. And the software license monitoring now supports cloud managed Redis or Walkie. The license allocations now supports Azure Cosmos database for MongoDB, and we are also now supporting self-site certificates. They work across the whole system. Our database configuration tool is now a new web interface that runs in a Docker image, and it is capable of generating the Postgres SQL connection strings. Then we did an overhaul also in the UI, and we have basically 10 product areas where we moved to Angular system design, Angular material design system. So what that means to you is that, the screens now look and behave consistently. And these changes touch the services of audit, broker hub, notifications, compliance, cloud admin denials, license allocations, projects, process sessions, and Freshwork alerts as well. We have also a new landing page in this release. This is a brand new homepage that basically replaces the quick site lobby that was there before. And there we have, selected agents where you can pick a version and do like in one action. You can do the upgrade of the agents. There is the license file management where we bring editing and validation and deployment of the license file all in one workspace. And we have some small enhancements that we did for all installers. We are now supporting, or they are live in the platform administration. Under the products, there is a download section with all the installers for the platform, but also for the legacy installers that you might need. So let's go ahead and check a few of the things that I was talking about. So if you are not aware, this is our new homepage. Basically, this space in OpenLM platform that welcomes you whenever you log in was, in our opinion, quite unused, and it provides a wide space where you can actually get some useful information about your system. So this is basically the first iteration of our dashboard, where you can see, some sort of high-level overview or the most important information that you can see in the system. So basically, right now we have here, the license servers that are facing some, configuration issue, or they are down. Basically, they are not reporting the status of up to date. So you can see here how many of those you have in the system, and also information about the denials. Then you have this pie chart of your license server status, so you can see how many of them are healthy, pending, and in some error states. There is an information about the features that have most denials or which are most used currently in your system, information about the expiration of the licenses, underutilized licenses, and saturation of the license pool. What is pretty nice about this dashboard is, since this was purely built by our UI team, there are, of course, many things that we can add, and we would also like to hear from you what could be some useful information that could be viewed in this dashboard, because, basically whatever is in the system can be displayed here, but we don't want to overcrowd it. So that means, this is what we are starting with, but, as I said, we would be very glad if somebody could give us, some feedback or advice, or, some ideas what should be useful to see here. Uh, all these windows are working in the grid, so you can like rearrange them however you want to be able to see, the most useful information for you at the top of the screen. And now talking about these two grid windows. So basically, what is also a nice feature is that we added a hyperlink. So the information here is, you have some applications or some license managers that you are trying to track and manage, and they have some problems. So if I click here on this view server hyperlink, I will basically redirect it to my license server window. And also with already applied applications or license managers that have those issues, right? So I don't see here the applications that are up to date and reporting everything correctly. I just see these applications where I have some problem, right? Configuration issue, or whatever it might be. We take an appropriate action. And of course, same is true for denials. So, information about denials is nice, but I would like to see also who are the users that get the denials, why the denials happen, for which applications it was. So again, the hyperlink will directly showcase me the list of all these 250 denials that happen in my system. So again, I can have a look at it, see the information and act based on them. Okay, next thing is the license parser. So basically, this is a very easy tool to use. You just drag and drop your license file here. It will parse into the memory, as I said before, and now I can see the full list of my features. And as I said before, all these informations are searchable here. So, like in my case here, you can see for the NX license, it parsed 1200 lines. So if I'm interested, for example, in seeing just my NX features, I can search here in the search window for NX, or if I'm interested, for example, in some particular version of my features, I can type the version that I'm interested here, because this search button basically is checking all the information that we have in this table. So it could be vendor version, issuance, expiration, all these informations are searchable here. So, I can just get my license file, drag and drop it here, find what I need to find, and then, when I close it, the information is not here at all. Okay, so I did this in a very safe way. And about the license management, again, as I was saying, there were, these enhancements that are making your life so much easier. What we can do here mainly, this functionality we had since we launched the OpenLM platform, and we were able to, to draft a new license file, or just upload a new license file and then push it to the license manager. But what we also have right now is whenever you are comparing a draft to an actually deployed license file, we have these indicators here where you can very quickly find the changes, right? So this red mark is showing you if something was removed in the drafted license file, and the green indicator is showing you whenever you add some lines, right? So this makes even these long license file, like for example from Siemens or other vendors like National Instruments, where you have hundreds lines in the license file, you can very quickly here see where are the changes, what is missing, what was added, and you can do a quick comparison before you actually push the license file to the license server. Okay, let's continue a little bit with the presentation right now. And I would like to talk about the license access control, or LAC as we call it. So basically, graduates from observation to enforcement. That means, as was mentioned before, that OpenLM now stops being a passive observer and it becomes an active compliance control. Because, for years, basically, the OpenLM has already answered the question, what is happening with your licenses? But license access control, this is the policy layer that lies on top of that. And basically, it's the new last mile enforcement. Because, the problem is with your high valued licenses, if they get consumed from the workstations that aren't running a workstation agent, and you are already using a workstation agent for enforcement, the access and the restriction for the license usage for the end users that are not really utilizing the licenses, there was basically a gap between these. Okay, those sessions were before invisible to your usage data, so basically your consumption numbers were wrong precisely where the licenses were most expensive, right? And this was, as I said, a blind spot. So what we have right now is the new agent enforcement engine, and this engine is closing the gap because it means that the LAC now correlates allocations against agent activity manager, and it will detect the workstations that are consuming licenses without running an active workstation agent. So you can just turn on this, and with the global enforcement toggle, and your next deployment of the policies through the LAC will simply skip these allocations for those expensive licenses, and this turns open along to the active compliance control. There is one important design point. The detection distinguishes an agent that is temporarily offline, because that's something that could happen. Not all of your users have to be online, 100% of the time. And, the brief disconnect doesn't punish here a legitimate user because, we have the information on whether the agent was installed on that end user workstation and when it was last active. So this is the first release of this enforcement, and we will love to have, your feedback on it, whether you like it or not, whether you are eager to try it, or if this is something that you might find interesting. So we also have now the bulk allocation creation in LAC, and like if you onboarded a large option file, the pain of one allocation at a time, hundreds of times. So now you can select multiple features and multiple entities at once in the allocation wizard, and LAC will create one allocation per one combination, which basically makes onboarding even like 200 group option file, which will be, a single action instead of, maybe an even all-day task. So for the integrators in the audience, this is powered by our new add rules GraphQL mutation, and the existing add rule mutation that we had before remains unchanged. So that means if you are already using LAC and you have the enforcement policy for the rules already, nothing is basically changing for you. The third thing that I want to mention regarding LAC is that we also onboarded the SaaS license service that joined the supported target for policy deployment, and they can be, scheduled. And this is again like closing the gap between the SaaS and on-premise coverage. So what we have are the Claude allocations that SaaS agent monitors, for example. Those can sit under the same policy machinery, and also deployment itself got more resilient because if we are referencing the user or group that was disabled, deleted, or skipped, this will be now logged with a clear warning that you will be able to see, or get an email from the alerts about it, and this will surface into the deployment report. So now you can clean up the downstream without losing the rest of the deployment. The audit trail is also now complete. This means to you basically that the accurate consumption of the data where it matters the most we have. A compliance control is there rather than a report, and onboarding can be now measured in basically minutes, instead of hours. We have the SaaS parity, and now the deployment process degrades gracefully instead of failing loudly. This is because, as I said before, if there will be a user or a group, were deleted, for example, the whole deployment will not fail, but just these entities which we cannot deploy will be marked for you, so you have the complete information. So let's go to LAC right now, and I will just showcase one thing that will show you how easy it is right now to enforce the policies. So for those of you who never touched the LAC service, basically it's super easy to use because you will onboard some of your license managers, let's say, that you are tracking into the OpenLM platform. Okay, they are reporting the data, and how you will get them into the LAC. Those two services are interconnected, automatically. So the only task for you is to activate the LAC, and then basically everything. Okay, sorry, I probably will be disconnected. I need to reconnect. Yes. So basically, since there is a two-way communication between the LAC service and between the SLM service, all the license managers or SaaS applications that are already supported by LAC will come here into the pending servers. Okay, so everything that you are already tracking will automatically go to pending state here, and you can choose for which SaaS applications or to which license managers you would like to enforce the policies, and you can simply approve the asset here. Those that you don't want to here can simply deny, and those will be removed here to the denied servers. And in case, let's say in 1 month, you will change your mind and you will want to use LAC and enforce policies for these denied license managers as well, you can simply restore them to pending. Okay, so once we approve all the assets that we like to have to be managed by LAC, you will see it here in the server allocations. Once you create your rules and policies, basically you will have hyperlinks for quick access here, where you can basically just go and see all your rules that you created with all the additional information, so you are able to see what is the rule that you created for which feature, for which entity, what's the entity name, if there is an additional key. Those information is available as well. You can see when these rules are scheduled to be deployed, and it could be one or even several scheduled deployments. So it makes everything automatic. And there's also like a category, so you know what you are actually deploying. And same is true for the schedules, where you're able to see, at which times and which days you have these automatic schedule deployments, and also the information when was the last update by luck. So now there is also an option to deploy these changes manually outside of your schedule deployment. And also, of course, we have a preview, what is actually deployed, in this case, to your FlexLM option file. Now, let's say you want to create, more rules. So this is basically what I really like about the LAC and how it involved from the option file management that we had in the legacy system. So I want to add a new rule, right? And as I said, currently, in the legacy system, we are only supporting option files for the FlexLM. Now we are also supporting the DSLS, the RLM, RMS, Autodesk Cloud, LinkedIn, and more of the license managers and more of the SaaS applications are going to be integrated to the LAC as well. But right now, what is very nice about this is, now I'm, adding a new rules for FlexLM. Okay. So first thing that I need to do is select action, which will basically define my rule. So now the system, since it knows that I'm trying to create a rule for the FlexLM, automatically here in this drop-down window, showcase all my options that I can do here, right? So I can simply select, something that you will be using, very frequently, or that you are using very frequently if you are managing the option file. And let's say we want to exclude some users, okay? So first of all, I will get a list of the features because I need to select the feature that needs to be excluded. Here in my additional column, I can select what other information about the feature will be displayed here, right? So I can choose things like expiration date, key, sign, issuer. And, this is very useful if I have, for example, the same feature, but with, let's say, different expiration date or different issuer version, I can view this information. And as I said before, we are able to multi-select now in all these cases. So I will just select, 3 random features here. I will select also the entities. And, this is what I was telling about before. You have many groups or many users, many features. So that means, we need to actually create many lines in the option file that needs to be deployed. So I selected 3 features in the feature window. And now let's say I'm going to do this for 10, 12, 15 users, right? So this means we need to create all the combinations for these features and for these target entities, okay? Once I've saved this and this is processed, all my combinations were already created. So you can see this exclude rule that I currently created added something like 50 new rules, right? And before, how the system was handling this, you are creating just one rule at a time. Okay, so right now is so much easier just by allowing us this multi-select window. Where can I select my features, select my entities, and then process in very short amount of time. And now I'm ready to deploy all these lines to my option file. So this was everything about the LAC, and I would like to give the word to my lovely colleague Maria, and she will guide you through the MCP connector. So, Maria, please.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Maria. Let me quickly share my screen, and I'll share a few insights on OpenLM MCP Connector. Could you please confirm you see it? Michal, do you see my screen?
Let me do a quick check. Yes, we can see.
Yes, thank you. So we've developed the OpenLM MCP connector, which has a few capabilities to report, create dashboards for you, summaries, and so on. You can ask it what's unused, what's used too much, and you don't have enough, and so on. Currently, we support this for Claude, desktop and Claude Code, Cursor, Windsurf, ChatGPT, Gemini CLI, and LibreChat. A quick note on ChatGPT that you need to turn on the developer mode in the settings. We support this for both our EU and US environments. In our documentation, you can find short guides on how to do that for your environment. Also here you can see the tools and capabilities offered and some prompts and examples. Let's jump into it. I have already connected it to my Claude environment. Let me quickly share how you would do that at a glance. You would go to connectors. You'll click here, add, select add custom connector. Okay, and you would pick the details from here. Yes, this is the link you need, either US and EU. You insert it here, and basically that's it. For my case, that's already connected, and let me share a quick prompt. I already tried that prompt earlier, so let's do another one. If you have some ideas, share in chat, and we'll run those prompts. Let me see, for example, what licenses are overused. I should get more. In the meantime, let me share you the Claude code. I've already prepared the prompt for that. I will ask it to create an HTML report. Yes, you can select. You need the paid version, of course, of the service. It's not available for free Claude or ChatGPT or whatever. I've used a cheaper model for this session, so it works faster, so I don't waste your time. Okay, I will allow it, and let's see what it returns to us. In the meantime, it replies. I quickly wanted to show you. Michal was. I'll switch a bit to another topic. Michal asked me to show you how to upgrade the OpenLM workstation agents. We've got this in Cho Oyu release. For this, you'll have to go to navigation, then find platform administration. You go to OpenLM products, and you see downloads. You will download the Windows installer. You will have it on your local machine. Then you will go to Agent Activity Manager, and you'll select the agents you want to update. Okay, let me see one that I see it's on earlier version. I will select this one, for example. I will select upgrade one agent. I will upload I've already downloaded the installer, and it will upload it and start the upgrading. You can do it for one agent or for more at the same time. Maybe you want to have different versions, and that's also possible. Okay, now the command to update it was sent, and it will get updated in no time. Now let's get back to our Claude. Yes, let's see what it did here. It's still working.
Okay, Maria. So let's review what will be the response at the end of our session, and
Yes, of course.
I will explain a little bit,
Back.
about the AI proxy and the AI usage repo. Let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so let's go here, and yeah, okay. So our company is no exception, and I think everybody nowadays is figuring out where, the AI and different language models can help each company to be more productive and, get the results faster. So we are all, buying subscriptions. We are paying for the tokens, and these AI subscriptions are basically also licenses, right? So OpenLM now answers the same questions for AI that is, already answering for the engineering software. So that means who use it, what does it cost, and like what tier of the subscription are the stakeholders actually using, and what is the subscription level that they need. So, you are probably buying AI seats right now, and the question is if you can or cannot answer these three questions, like, so who is using them? How much does it cost? And does that, power user that you have really need the premium tier? That's the questions that also we as a company are asking ourselves. And that's basically a license management problem, right? It's ours to solve. So what is basically new here is the AI proxy, which was released in this cycle. And we are now basically uh, getting and calculating the usage data, which are aggregated hourly. And that's the data that our foundation, where, everything else we are building on here with these AI reports. So the identity resolution got serious. Anthropic authorization identifies and is resolved through the Claude AI profile endpoint, and the admin API keys are recognized too. So that means that the usage is mapped to real people and not to anonymous keys. Okay. And basically, AI proxy gains a standby command, which is consistent with the broker standby mode that I was talking about earlier. On top of that foundation sits the new AI usage dashboard in Power BI. We have basically 4 reports that I will showcase to you today. An executive overview answers the headline questions at glance, the total cost of tokens, and also the pairing, which matters. That means the users that are allocated licenses, and this is also next to the users with the actual usage. So that means that the dormant seats that you have are actually staring at you, right? Plus, we can also see that the cost broken down by the model family, which currently are Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku, and the share of the tokens by model. And this is where we are basically actionable. And model consumption analysis show us each user model mix and full ledger, the license, the last active date, input output tokens cost, and information as well. So I have it here loaded in my quick suite Power BI dashboard. And this is the actual data that we were able to collect from our company since we implemented this, in-house. So, executive overview, the important message here or the information here would be for the managers, most likely, which is your total consumption. So cost for all the models and tokens that you have, your token consumption, how many users do I have with allocated licenses, how many users with the usage. So you can see even, when we are trying to do our best, we have users that are allocated the license, but not really using the language model, and we have also like the top spender here, right? And this is also displayed here in different charts where I can see my top 5 user by cost consumption. Here is dimensioned consumption by a model, so I can see here Opus different versions, Sonnet and Haiku, what we are using currently. And here is also another chart where I can see the consumption by model. Here, the next thing is basically information about the model consumption, but now it's aggregated by users. So I can see how many users that we have that are using our AI tools and how many tokens they are spending for each language model. There is also this graph of raw data that this report is based on. that you can also export and do somewhere else if that is necessary. But there is this one feature that I really like about this dashboard. So here is basically my consumption. Okay, total consumption of tokens per user, where I can, of course, differentiate between different model families, names, users, and also the license types. And I can see this also like spendings on the graph. But yeah, this is the report that I like the most about this user consumption analysis, because it is showcasing you the peak 5-hour tokens usage by users, right? And why this matters? Basically, this is the information or the dashboard by which you can quickly assess who should have which tier of the license, the language license, because the people who are spending the most in short bursts of time, these are basically your power users, and you want to ensure that they do not run out of tokens, when they have active agents, doing some coding for them, or whatever is the task of the agent. So this is, in my opinion, a very useful information to get. And also, again, we have like the detailed structured table of all the raw information based on which all these dashboards are built on. Okay, so did we get the answer from Claude?
Yes, I used the cheaper model and it worked quite
Okay,
fast.
so over to you.
Yeah, let me share, but please confirm. Zoom always
Yeah,
confuses me.
of course, of course. Yeah, we are there. You can
Okay,
see.
so the Claude code finished working and it immediately on my browser, and it generated this report. It generated license allocation activity report. And this is what it did. I can see the data. I can see top features by allocation volume. And it's a simple report with the cheapest model. If you give it more context, if you give it a better model, the result will be the same. Yeah. And now let me get to here. And I asked what licenses are overused and I should get more. So it told me that I have 3 ArcGIS features that are overly used, and the most important one is editor. And I get a lot of denials for it. So this means I should probably consider getting more of these features. Yes, so that was from MCP Connector. Try it, get it configured, give it the best prompts, and see what you can get out of it.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. So we can now move to the QA. So please, if there are any questions that you want to ask directly, please go ahead, unmute yourselves and ask, because I don't see any questions typed in the QA section panel. So we'll give you some time to figure out if there is something that interests you about the Cho Oyu release. So the stage is yours. Once you will be, thinking about the questions, so let me also get to where you can actually find everything that we spoke about today. So, of course, on our documentation site, thanks to Maria, you can see all the release notes and all the change logs. And also, if you are interested in getting them automatically, there is also now an option to subscribe to it. So please, whoever is interested, subscribe. Maria did a great job on that. As we said, all the installers are now sitting in the OpenLM platform administration under products and downloads. For the MCP connector, there is a setup guide again done by Maria, so you can reference it in the documentation. If you would like to use the light functionality, or if you are interested in AI usage, please talk to your account manager. And of course, the recording of this webinar, all the slides, links, everything that we show to you will be sent to your inbox next week. So you will also get the information in hand. So, do we have Any questions? Okay, doesn't seem we have one. Then, I will like to thank you very much for joining our session today. It was my pleasure and Maria's as well to talk about and show you, the new things that we did with the Choyo. And I wish you a great rest of the day. So bye bye and hopefully see you on some of our other webinars.